My name is Charlie Angelakis. I'm 75 years old, and with the Cyberknife radiation, Dr. Kresl has cured me, and as I sit here talking to you about this, I am now cancer-free. A few years back, I started off with colon cancer, and it metastasized and it went into my right lung. I was advised by my cardiothoracic surgeon that instead of cutting and breaking my ribs, the new technology of Cyberknife radiation with the renowned now Dr. Kresl, that would do me wonders.
Mr. Angelakis is a patient that's pretty common to the type of patients we see here at Phoenix Cyberknife. He's a gentleman who has a past history of a colorectal cancer that was initially treated with radiation, chemotherapy, and surgery. He was disease-free for about 2 years and then had a recurrence of a solitary or a single metastases in the lung. For colorectal cancers, it's not uncommon to have a solitary recurrence or a very small number of metastases, and these can be treated in many times with surgical resection. However, in this case, Mr. Angelakis' metastases was very near a number of very large blood vessels and major airways in the lung, and he was not a surgical candidate.
So I met up with Dr. Kresl, and he said I was a perfect candidate for it. And after 5 treatments, which were spread out with the 2 cancerous nodules that were diagnosed in my right lung, he advised me to go in the hospital and put some gold seeds around the 2 nodules. And then after his treatments, here I am.
One of the reasons we selected the Cyberknife treatment for Mr. Angelakis' second treatment was its increased precision for motion management. So a lung metastases or a lung tumor is moving with the patient's normal respiratory or breathing cycle. The Cyberknife has the unique ability to not only track where the tumor is during the patient's breathing or motion, but also moves the treatment or the radiation beam with the patient's breathing. And that's unique to Cyberknife. It allows the beam to stay tracked and on target for the lung cancer instead of having to put an extra margin around the tumor to make sure it stays within the beam if it's unable to move or track with the patient.
During my treatments, I did not have any after effects whatsoever. I could even go out and play 9 holes of golf. The staff at Phoenix Cyberknife is fantastic. From the time I made the appointment with Karen, to talking to the physician's assistant, talking to the nurse, coming in and getting my treatment, everybody treated us aces.
So we're fortunate to have the most advanced technology in Phoenix Cyberknife and Radiation Oncology Center, and in the case of Mr. Angelakis, we have the 2 most advanced forms of body radiosurgery, or SBRT. In some instances, patients are able to be treated with the placement of gold seed fiducial markers in their tumor, and that allows us to track the tumor utilizing Cyberknife, or in some instances, patients are unable to have those fiducials placed because of blood thinners or other medical conditions, and in that case we can many times use Cyberknife to treat just off of the tumor. And in the most difficult cases where we're unable to do that, we can then also treat them on the Truebeam, which allows us additional imaging such as CT imaging right on the treatment unit itself to allow us to treat the tumors without any fiducial placement.
Which, it's so less invasive, no cutting, no stitching.
Other treatment options for him are standard radiation therapy, which can be delivered over several weeks, additional chemotherapy, but neither of those really provide a surgical type of response, which is what we were looking for. Cyberknife and radiosurgery with the Truebeam or Cyberknife can afford that type of a response, which is surgical in nature, but does not involve going through surgery with any type of cutting or recovery. And in this case, it provided the best treatment option for Mr. Angelakis because surgery could not go where the tumor was because of the blood vessels in the major airway.
No problems, and back playing golf and traveling, enjoying life. I've been married 53 years with my wife. I just can't say enough about Phoenix Cyberknife.